the deal?
The wind
Gosh.
yesterday. I think it's the 103rd day of March or something.
Yeah.
Did you hear how the hydroplanes did out on the rate yesterday? I was
Somebody
concerned
heard them
because
this
of the
morning.
wind. Huh?
Somebody heard them this morning.
Okay,
Yeah, they're out there.
Yeah, they're out there now.
good. There's just some of those. I mean, there's some of them are really tiny. It's like, oh my gosh! And I mean, they literally do a 90-degree corner. It's just kind of bizarre. So, drum circle.
Wednesday.
All right, Daryl. Cool.
And in light of that, tell us about that.
Go ahead.
The Healing Labyrinth Drum Walk. So,
So if you have a drum,
Healing Labyrinth Walk, I think is the best way to say it. So if we have a drum, come out and do drum healing as people walk the labyrinth. We'll have people stationed along the labyrinth to do that. We'll do
bring a friend.
bring friends.
Tell
yeah.
your friends.
It's by donation, so what the
Yeah.
heck?
Oh, yeah.
We'll be making prayer sticks, and I'll show people how to balance rocks like the Native American people taught us. And Mary Lou is going to be making fry bread.
Yummy.
So come for fry bread, if nothing else. Everything else is just gravy.
Yep.
Gravy on fry bread.
Gravy and bread.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds awful. Yeah.
But anyway, so that's that. And that's Friday evening, 4 to 6:30, 4 to 6-ish, whatever.
It's gonna be a
If
little
you
bit
have
warm.
if
so-
you have an umbrella or a canopy, bring it, and then we'll station it over each person that's going to be drumming, so it'll be
or
pleasant out there.
bring umbrellas.
Yeah.
So hats, big hats.
That too. And then
Exactly.
Followers of the Way is Thursday evening. That's Jesus
Mm-hmm.
Without Religion. And I got some new thoughts for that. So that'll be fun. And then Saturday is Cami Sosa is doing a workshop called Family Constellations. So it's a limited class. So if you want more information on that, you can check the website for that. Get her.
And we've gotten some information about the painting and work on the outside of the building.
So more info coming on that.
on that coming up. We'll talk to the
Yep.
board, make sure everything's kind of
Yep.
dotted and crossed, and then announce it to everybody. So it's awesome. I mean, it's been, how
exciting.
many years has it been since we painted the outside of the building? It's probably been
I know.
Oh.
Bruce,
12, 15.
Bruce, daughter and son-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was what, probably 14, at least 14,
At least.
15.
Yeah.
We've been here 20.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that long
No.
after we moved in.
Yeah,
Was
sure
it?
yeah, so
Yeah.
almost 20 years. We're due. There's some major work that needs to be done.
There
around
is.
here. It's pretty. It's
There.
got some-
But that's all going to be included.
Yeah.
As a church, we're going to have to do a little bit of work. What were you doing? Taping, I think.
Yeah,
But that,
prep work.
not for an exterior. Really, it's a whole lot easier than doing the interior. So, don't have to be quite so perfect. Or like I was painting a vehicle this weekend. You got to be like really. Unless you take everything off. I took not my clothes, but.
Well, we didn't go there, but
It just sounded weird when I said it. So.
we thought you were talking about the car, but
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. T-shirts and sweatshirts that you may or may not want to get or give. Fight Truth Decay.
Oh,
Grammar Police to serve and protect the English language. So, I'm silently correcting your grammar.
I should wear that around our kids and grandkids.
True, true. A semicolon is not a medical condition.
Oh,
And eschew, can't even say it. Eschew, dang it, obfuscate. We'll skip it. I cannot seem to say it for some reason. I don't know why. Obfuscation. There, I got it. But it didn't make any sense now. If I,
eschew obfuscation.
yes. See? It's hard to say. We have a couple faders saying by John Lennon and George Carlin.
Let's get George.
Let's get George in. Yeah, here for John first. Life is what happens when you're making other plans.
true.
It is true. It is true. And now everybody says it. So, and George, equally as insightful.
Yes.
So far, this is the oldest I've been.
Hey.
It's true. It's true. We only confess our little faults to persuade other people that we have no large ones. And never speak ill of yourself. Your friends will always say enough on that subject.
That's true.
If that's it, then they're not your friends.
Yeah.
But that's not
I
what
don't
we
need
say.
friends like
Yeah, yeah.
that. Nobody needs
The louder we talked on his honor, the faster we counted our spoons. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Ralph.
So now you know who to blame. Or you could blame me because I said it too. I know I'm brilliant. If God created shadows, it was in order to better emphasize the light. Pope John the 23rd.
Interesting.
When friends meet, hearts warm.
True.
That day is lost on which one has not laughed.
Amen to
I
that.
believe that. Absolutely. Another Ralph Waldo Emerson. Though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us or we find it not.
Oh,
So keep it inside and then let it out occasionally. Sure want to thank everybody for helping out the last 2 weeks that we haven't been here.
amen to
That was the
that.
first 2 weeks off we've taken in
Ever.
26 years.
Ever. Yep. Yeah.
Had all these
Maybe
big
more.
ambitions to
There
do
may be
day
more.
trips or doing something.
You rested. I rested.
Did gardening, dug holes, mowed the lawn. It was fun.
Made cookies.
The CBS News magazine 60 Minutes is the only television show that does not have a theme song. The intense ticking of a stopwatch suffices as the show's trademark theme. Yeah, you think about it, yeah, all shows have some kind of a music of some sort. Okay. Stupid jokes. Dad jokes. It's appropriate.
Father's Day.
How does the universe hold up its pants?
With a belt.
With an asteroid belt. What do stars do when they want a snack? They bite out of the Milky Way. How do you throw the best party in the solar system? You plan it. What did the astronaut cook for lunch?
Moon pies.
An unidentified frying object. What error? Okay.
What did you say?
Those were published, actually.
Somebody bought them. Who? I didn't. They were given to me. They were given to me. These
So
were.
give him better jokes. You
Yeah.
don't like those jokes.
Yeah, this is all.
Bring him better jokes.
I've got
This
stacks.
is your fault.
26 years worth of people giving me stuff. This is the last page of things that were hilarious, you know, when you were growing up and, you know, your parents used to say, when we were kids, here's us saying stuff to our kids or grandkids or whatever. Car seats. Oh, please. Mom threw you in the back seat and you hung on. If you were lucky, you got the safety arm across the chest at the last moment if she had to stop suddenly. And if your head hit the dashboard, well, that was your fault for calling shotgun in the first place. All true. All true. I mean, we used to get in the package shelf in the back, right? I mean, hoping that someone would have to stop fast and you'd be shot forward. Oh, fun. And parents let us do it. Sure. They caught us, right? Church bulletins. Low self-esteem support group will meet Thursday at 7 p.m. Please use the back door. The 8th graders will be presenting Shakespeare's Hamlet in the church basement Friday at 7 p.m. The congregation is invited to attend this tragedy. Weight Watchers will meet at 7 p.m. At the First Presbyterian Church. Please use the large double door at the side entrance. That's it.
Oh, goodness.
That's it.
That's it?
That's
all I
it.
got.
That's-
That's all I got.
I could go get more, but
No,
we don't
never
want to
mind.
right now. Yeah.
I think that is sufficient.
So what are you gonna do now?
I'm gonna talk about stuff,
So you want me out?
please.
We could just
You're excused. Honey, if you sat there, you would fall asleep. That'd be a really bad example.
it would be, especially when it's on Facebook and
Yeah.
YouTube. So okay, fine.
Don't forget your coffee. At least somebody's gonna remember coffee.
One of our grandboys now works at Ted Brown Music, so he's going to be hooking us up, hopefully, to maybe some different programs for what we do at the church. And we've needed microphone clips forever. We never can find them. We end up having to buy a new microphone just to get the stupid clip. So he says he's
He's gonna hook us
gonna
up.
fix that. So
Yep.
fun stuff.
Yay.
So if you need guitars or music stuff or anything, he's good and knowledgeable because he's been in his own band. for
He's
years.
just blathering all the way down the aisle.
It's Father's Day.
It's Father's Day. He's
It's
doing,
Father's Day.
and but wait, there's more.
Okay, this is the silliest story. This is one of those silly stories that are that's a little bit of a ew, but I have to tell it. Yesterday, Jan and I were going to get yogurt, which we frequently do at our favorite yogurt beach. And of course, you tell the dog you want to go to the beach, and she just goes nuts. She knows exactly what it is because she always gets her little cup of whipped cream. Well, she's hanging out the window waiting, and if you remember, we had high winds yesterday. Well, she normally drools on the side of the car while she's waiting. Well, I'm sitting here and just kind of looking, and all of a sudden I look, and my side view mirror looks like it's got this big crack across it. And I'm going, well, what happened there? What is it? Well, wait a minute, what is that? And then about that time, the big wind came up, and all of a sudden there was slobber all over it from about 3 feet back. It was the silliest thing. I couldn't stop laughing. Still can't stop laughing. That's it.
Thanks, Phil. Giving Phil a big hand.
Thanks for leaving consolidated.
I swirl all over the place.
He's still going.
Thanks, Phil. Yeah, he's still. Do you want to? Is there anything else you want to share with us, dear?
Yeah, I know.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. And he's yeah. Okay. So I want to talk to you about stuff. I've thought about this a lot, and I've changed my mind about 3 times about what I want to share with you and how I want to share it with you. Today's Father's Day, and we have a divine Father. But there's so many of us that didn't have the father that would have been best for us, or there was a challenge for us. They had their own issues. So when we think of a heavenly father, we translate this earthly father's representation to that. And it's time to break free from that. Because our earthly father was meant to be a good example of divine nature. Whether they were or they weren't, doesn't matter. It's time for us to reclaim the truth of that divine father. So earthly fathers are meant to be protective of their children, and they're meant to teach them stuff. And I think some dads are really, really good at that. And we can translate that to divine father. But some of us can't, or some of us struggle with that. And because of that, our relationship with divine father is limited. If we can't trust it and experience that, we're the one that's losing out. So I'd like us to find a way to heal. Once and for freaking all, let's heal that. And let's have this divine father that can be everything we need. So let's define our terms. First of all, If I can get my right notes here. That's not the right one. Okay. So, I've marked it. Marked it wrong. Okay. I'm sure it's in James. I thought it was in James. Did I not have it right? Forgive me. I marked this. Okay, the verse I'm looking for that I can't find is God is love. God is love. Nancy, would you look that up on your computer? Because I thought I marked it in my Bible, or in your phone. God is love. Or have you got your game on? You probably got a game on. I don't want to interrupt your game. But God is love. But what is love? You know, we get the word or the feeling or the sense of love all screwed up. Love hurts. You know, we're taught as kids, oh, if that boy hits you, he likes you. No, that's not right at all. Our thinking is an imperative for us to change our thinking about what is love. What are some other words? Yes, man, you got it? What is?
Do I have to read it?
No, just the Bible passage. Tell me the Bible passage.
Okay, it's 1 John 4:8.
4:8. See, I was almost there. 4:8. There it is. 1 John 4:8.
I got 16.
4:8 and 16. Yeah.
4:8.
4:8 and 18. 1 John 4:8 is for the one who does not know love does not know God. For God is love. God is love. And verse 18 is a little more of a clarification on that. There's no fear in love. Perfect love casts out fear. So if we're feeling fearful in our life, we're not connected to divine love. We're disconnected. We're cheating ourselves out of a fearless, courageous life. Connect in, and we connect into love. But let's redefine love. What's love? Love, another word for love is compassion. So divine source is compassionate to me. You mean it's divine source is not this thing waiting around with a lightning bolt to zap me when I screw up? Nope. I grew up thinking that. How sad is that? Ever else do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So God is compassionate. God is kind, because love is kind. Right? God is kind towards me. There's kindness flowing towards me. If I don't feel that, I'm disconnected. Because it's there. It's there. I have so much I want to share on this. We are children of God. We are children of this living expression of love. 1 John chapter 1 verse 5. God is light. In him there is no darkness at all. God does not get mad at you. God does not have an embittered feeling towards you. More. Wait, there's more. First chapter of James. Every good thing bestowed and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, in whom there is no variation or shifting of shadow. All love, all light, all the time. If we're not feeling it, we're disconnected. And we get disconnected because we are hung up on our understanding of this divine creative being. All love, all light, all the time, giving good and perfect gifts. So, but life gets to be challenging. When we have our children and they're learning to walk, if we don't let them fall, they'll never learn their balance. When a kid's learning how to play baseball, they have to swing. They have to miss a few times so they get their aim. There's no anger attached to that. It's just a supportive system to help us learn. And when we understand that part, then everything else is a bliss. Everything else is a blessing. I've told you the story before, but I'm going to tell you again. If you've heard it before, I apologize. No, I don't. I'm not sorry. You get to be bored for a little while. Maybe there's a lesson in that. I don't know. So, years and years and years and years ago, I've always had faith. I've always had this desire to be connected to God. It's just, even as a little kid, it just was really important to me. Maybe it was my mother. You know, my mom went to church Sunday morning and Sunday night, and we went to Bible class on Wednesday nights. And I just, you know, it was just lovely. I got a lot out of it. We had a minister that was hellfire and brimstone when I was little. I'd fall asleep and lean on my mother, and then he'd do, you know, boring, monotonous, and I'd fall asleep, and then he'd go, and scare me. I remember one time standing up going, ah, ah, ah. But that's God was scary for me. I grew up with that scary stuff and hellfire and brimstone. Anybody else do that? So sorry. So I was really, I was praying. I like to pray. Prayer is really important. And one day in prayer, my kid was probably 6 months old. So that was a long time ago, because he's 50. And I was struggling because this hellfire and brimstone really hurt my heart. You know, I wanted to be the best person I could be, but why try anymore? You know, I was just about ready to give up because you can't make God happy. And then I saw this vision. And there was this amazing throne room. And seated on the throne was this stormy-looking, angry creature, man. Lightning bolts flashing around. I said, "You're not the God of my heart. This was my throne room. You're not the God of my heart. Get out." And of course, lightning bolts and thunder and stormy weather and this being stormed out, literally. I thought, oh, I'm going straight to hell. I'm going straight to hell. And just kind of sat there for a minute, and then this other presence manifested itself. It was the most relaxed, loving, powerful being I have ever experienced. It was so beautiful. I thought, oh, there's the Lord of my heart. And he said, come here. You're up here with me. Come on up here with me. We share the throne of your heart. I tell you, I sobbed. I still cry thinking about it. Here was this being that wanted me to thrive, that wanted me to be the best person I could be without criticism. When we criticize ourselves, we disconnect from divine source. Oh my word, is that a big deal for me? Am I the only person that criticizes themselves? A lot. That self-criticism is the false God of your heart. Get him off your heart. Get him out of your throne room. Don't let that rule your life. This loving presence can rule your life. And they're here to coach. They're here to guide. They're here to support. And when you screw up, it's like, oh, well, should we try that again? Should we try it differently? And it's out of love and compassion and tenderness. Can you feel that? Can you feel that in your heart right now? You're connected. And we can walk with that connected feeling all the time. It's not just in prayer, not just when we've done only good stuff, even when we screw up. Because you know what? Screw up isn't a screw up. It's just a thing. Oh look, I tripped and fell. I'll be more careful next time. I'll look for that branch next time. I'll step over that branch next time. Don't we use that stuff for our own benefit? But you're sharing the throne of your heart with this divine being. You make your own name choices. And no one else has to approve of them. They're your choices in life. You're on the throne of your heart. And the divine being that is sitting next to you is here to help you. Now, sometimes I do stupid. That's not self-criticism, that's just truth. Sometimes I don't ask for guidance. Sometimes I just blunder through, make my own choices. When I could just stop and say, what would be a good blessing for my life right now? And then listen for guidance. Guidance comes. Guidance comes in the weirdest things, in the weirdest forms, does it not? And out of the blue, somebody will say something, oh, that's exactly what I needed to know. Like, who knew? But when we're connected in, we have space for that information to come to us. When we're not connected in, when we're embroiled in that self-criticism, we can't hear, even if somebody were to say an encouragement or a guidance, we can't hear it, because the only thing we hear is that critical voice yammering away. Time to let that go. Time to let that critical voice go. You know what pleases that loving Father of light? Doing good and sharing. For with such sacrifices, God is pleased. Doing good and sharing. And sometimes we sacrifice to do that. It takes effort. And that is noted. Kindness is a tiny thing, but it's a big deal. And one little kindness can change a life, can change a world, can change a direction of others, change the direction for us. It's not a big deal, but it's a big deal. It's a little thing that matters a lot. Doing good and sharing. Because when we're sharing, we're not focused on us. And when we're sharing, we're not focused on that critical voice. So sharing is part of what connects us in. And doing good. What's good? The next right thing. And the next right thing will lead you to the next right thing, will lead you to the next right thing. You got a big deal going on in your world? Pray about it. Ask the co-ruler of your heart for guidance. And then do what shows up. And that's when we're connected in. And that's when we have that blessed feeling. And that's when that yammering in our head will shut the heck up. Because it's not who we are. It's not who Divine Source is. That's what we've learned, because if we pay attention to that when we're kids, we can survive a little better maybe. But Divine Source wants us to thrive. Wants us to have good stuff. Wants us to flourish. Wants us to be happy. We're one block on the road. And we do that without self-criticism. So let's shift that switch there. Let's flip it off and turn the light switch to being a child of light. That's your birthright. That's your birthright. And then we'll know what the right thing is, because we'll be guided. We'll be blessed. So let's do a guided meditation. Mr. Phil, if you get the lights, please. So just take a moment and center your awareness, center your energy into your heart space. Your heart space, when we release that critical, negative, grumbling spirit is open. And from that, we can connect in more fully to this loving presence. So open your heart to that divine presence. And as you do that, notice if there's any tension in your heart or in your body. And we carry a lot of tension. Shoulders, oh man, they can get carried away with carrying the world's burdens, can't it? Low back, neck. Wherever you find tension, distress, let that just drain out the bottoms of your feet. And you can do that by opening the portals at the bottoms of your feet. These are two-way portals. They allow you to let go of and discharge, ground out any negativity, any of that negative self-talk, self-criticism. And at the same time, that allows the energy of the groundedness to anchor your soul. So you can feel fully present in this moment, present in your body. And now bring your awareness to the top of your head. There's an energy portal there, and that connects with, there's a myriad of energy portals above your head. And you'll know just the right one to connect with today. Is it the golden portal? Or is it blue? Is it red? Is it orange? Is it copper colored or pink? Or is it white? Or iridescent? Or maybe something totally different than what I've mentioned. Connect in to whatever portal is you're drawn to. And when you touch that with your awareness, the living light of love, divine love, now pours down through that portal into your head, through the top of your head, into your mind. Allow this living light of love from the source of light and love. Disconnect all those circuits of self-criticism. You don't need that anymore. You don't have to belittle yourself in order to do the right thing. Courage will grant you the ability to do the right thing, not criticism. Criticism keeps you disconnected and fearful. Connection brings you courage and wisdom. Bringing more and more of that living light of love, let it touch your eyes. And the discernment centers above your eyes, your third eye, and the occipital lobes behind the back of your head. This is all that perception circuit. So that you can perceive your world from the different perspective. This perspective is a perspective of love, the power of love. You are loved. I am loved. I can be loved. I can share love. Bless you. Bringing more and more of this living light of love into your heart space, and from your heart space to every part of your being. And from every part of your being out into the energy field around your being. People will feel this living light of love making an expression in your being. Uniquely you. And now in your imagination, in your mind's eye, let's take a little walk. Find your way to an old country road. So the pathway is easy. There's plants growing around. It's a beautiful, warm, sunny day. Pleasant little breeze. And you notice there's clouds in the sky. And have you ever seen one of those clouds that has rainbow in it? You see one of those. And you notice it's coming closer to you. And closer to you. And closer to you. And finally it settles right in front of you, and you're given the option of stepping up into that cloud. And you know that your awareness can step into that and be fully supported. And this beautiful cloud takes you up into the sky and takes you to the crystal city of light. All the buildings are made out of crystal. There's amber ones here and selenite there and clear quartz over here and amethyst over there. It's beautiful. The streets are made of beautiful crystalline structure. And you walk around just enjoying every bit of it. And you go to the main room in the main building. Oh, it's exquisite. Vaulted ceilings, beautiful colored pillars of every crystalline form you can imagine, every crystal color. Oh, it's a little slice of heaven. And there's a throne. And on the throne there's a gift for you. Perhaps it's in a box with a bow, perhaps not. Perhaps as you get closer you see it's not really anything, but you have a sense or a feeling. It's giving you a feeling. Or maybe it's a symbolic object. Whatever you're experiencing is what is right for you. Pick up that gift or receive that gift and sit on the throne and feel the presence of divine love embracing you there. This is your rightful inheritance. You are a child of light. You are a child of love. Born of love, born of light. You're meant to carry it. You're meant to be it. And whatever gift you are given is something that will help you. So whether you understand the symbolism or you can identify the feeling, just know that this is just right for you at this time. And now step off the throne, back through this beautiful throne room, back through the crystal city, back to your cloud, rainbow cloud, and allow that rainbow cloud to descend and bring you back to the physical plane. Step out of that cloud, back onto your pathway, the old country road. Follow the old country road back into this time and space, back into the here and now. I'm going to take a deep breath in and exhale. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. That was quite a journey for us. So let's do communion, and then if you have questions about what you were given in the throne room, you let me know. So Mr. Phil, if you want to join me up front. We have communion in the back if you'd like to participate with that. You at home? I don't know if you have grape juice and a cracker. You're welcome to join in. Or just share with us.
Or if you're at home, you can just get a bottle of wine from the fridge or something.
That's fine. This is there. Unless you need help with it. Can I help you? What you got? You got
Got it.
victory.
I'll take the small ones.
You know, why not? Join us in prayer, would you please? Loving Spirit of light, as we take this into our bodies, help us to take in the truth of who we really are. Help us to recognize that we are love and that we are nourished by divine love. Thank you. In the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen. Well, this is going to be, I think I got it.
Ooh, what's a scale one?
Did you know I used to make communion bread when I was young? For the
Why?
church I went to? That was a really good question. Nobody liked it. Because I thought, well, it'd be traditional, right? Do what they used to do in the old days. They didn't like it. The dry cracker was better. I still have the recipe. Why do I still have the recipe? I should just throw that recipe out. Anyway. Join us in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life and help us to drink it in with joy. Bring us courage. Connect with us at all times. Thank you. In the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
Thanks.
You. Hey Nancy, would you turn the center light on when you get back there? It's just not bright enough back
Am I still doing that music? Or?
Yes. We'll set it up first.
Okay. We're just the music or
We'll
video?
do the overhead too. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess I don't. Ooh, boy, I'm rushed. Been doing this a long time. Thank you so much. Without your help, we wouldn't have a building, wouldn't be able to do all the painting and all the stuff that we're gonna do on the outside, make it look all new and good. We're gonna make
Oh,
some
you should see the
changes.
color. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Green, pink stars. It's gonna be awesome. Gonna be awesome. So, thank you. We're just trying to figure out which shade of green.
So I have a little video that Beth put together for us. Let me see if I can't. Phil's going to play that, and then Vicki has something. You need help finding it? Here. So Vicki, you want to set it up for us then? Okay. We'll let Vicki talk first while I go help her find the video. Okay.
So, what's in this basket is a surprise. We have a thought card in here, and then we have a little flashlight. And the flashlight is going to really be explained by Beth's video that she created, but it is in reference to being a guiding light. So I'm gonna pass these around and everybody take a thought card and a flashlight. And the flashlight are set up that if you, you open it up and you take a piece of card out that's keeping the battery from engaging, and then you twist it all the way on and it will shine your light. So we'll pass those around and everybody pick one out, and then when they get the video going, we'll have some symbolism to the flashlight. Oh, and happy Father's Day.
Here, we got it. Vicki. pretty? Thanks to Beth for putting that together for us.
Thank you, Beth.
She's amazing. As you can see, that wasn't. Oops. Oh, and the camera wasn't angled right. Sorry you missed. Oh, thank you. One for me. One for me. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. I've never done this before. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller. That's beautiful. And then I got a silver one. What color did you get? I don't know. Purple. Nice.
Just for darling.
Oh, there you go. So I apologize for the ones online. The camera wasn't focused right on that. You can find it on the church, Divine Fellowship, the Divine Fellowship YouTube page. It's one of the top ones. So you can find that and see that. Hope you'll go look at it. It was beautiful. Anyone have any questions about their guided meditation that they received? I need someone to run the microphone. Please. Thanks, Bobby. Yes, ma'am.
Not really a question, but what I received was some words of wisdom
Ooh, I love it.
and asked to share them. And God said, I do not hold a grudge. I do not place blame. And judgment is not based on things you perceive you've done wrong, but rather the things you've done right.
Wow. Powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else have a comment or question on that? Thank you. Beautiful.
So the light portal, the first thing I saw was a pride flag. You know what I'm talking about?
A
there?
what? A pride, yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the color yellow just enveloped me and went on through me there. And on
Yellow carries the energy of joy and courage.
wow.
Takes courage to be joyful.
Yeah, you got that.
Yep.
Along the country road was right next to it was an old railroad track. I don't know whether it was still working or not, but it was definitely visible. It was like the first thing I saw
Oh,
before
awesome.
I saw the country road.
Awesome. Let me ask what that means on your behalf. You're on the right track.
Or
You're on the
that's
right
good
track.
to know. Probably.
Feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah, because when I went to the throne in the crystal room, there was a cross embedded in it, and it just lifted out and kept me. And it just said, basically, I got the message to have confidence, and to end this turmoil in my head, in my life, or
Right.
whatever, that I can do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because no matter what's going on, this is an immutable fact. You're on the right track and you're loved. Everything else is just stuff. Yeah, it may not be much fun, but that love will keep you going.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking. Thanks for sharing. Any other questions or comments behind you? Carrie?
I'm just curious about this. So, as you were leading us into the meditation, immediately as we're going down the country road, there's like a burned out Western style church, like something you would see in a Western movie or something on the side of the road, and it's like black and burned out. I was just aware of it. It was just like, and I just kept walking. And then when I was in the throne room, there was just like a molten purple stone.
Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so the burned out church is that old time religion
Yeah.
is gone.
Um,
God has just eliminated that for you. You don't have to live with that
Yeah.
anymore. You can have a faith that's based on love, not on regimented rules. Got it? And then the molten purple, Oh, so was it still pliable or was it,
Yeah, it was pretty pliable. It
Yeah.
kept like kind of morphing and changing shapes and.
okay, so purple is divine connection.
Mhm.
And so the fact that this is morphing still, so your relationship with divine source is still morphing. You may not have all the answers, that's okay. But it's morphing to what will work with you, for you in your journey, your path. Whatever you need, divine source will morph to assist in whatever you need.
Thank you.
Don't you love it? Ah, way cool stuff. One more up front?
My light was white, and my gift was like a crystal ball. It was a hand, small, not like clear crystal ball.
Clear crystal ball. So, you will have clarity. You're being brought clarity. There may be some decisions coming up for you. It'll be crystal clear what next steps to take. And there are no burdens, no obstacles for you making them. Your pathway is clear. Awesome. Might be a ramping up of intuition too. Thank you. So one last thing, if you liked the video that we did, those words came from messages that had been channeled, that I channeled from the Ancient Ones. I'm going to do an Ancient Ones session on Thursday the 27th here. There's a cost for that, and I can't remember what I had. I can't remember. So I'm not going to say anything. So I'll get back to you on the cost of that. But you can ask the Ancient Ones a question specific to you. And they'll give the group, whoever attends, the group will get a blessing, and then each person can ask their own question of the Ancient Ones. So you get to have channeled information, kind of like what Lynn received this morning. I think that's it for now. Let's do an energy circuit for the folks online, and then we'll do our energy circle here. So rub your hands together really, really, really fast. You're still connected into divine source, letting that living light of love touch your heart space, from your heart space to your left hand back to your right hand. Now if you were standing up, your hand, and you could put your hands down, it would actually make a heart shape. But we're doing it in front of the camera. So as you from left hand to right hand back to your heart space, this connects a circuit so the energy can flow. And you'll feel that energy flow in between your hands. This is divine love, and it's here for you to do whatever you need to do this week, whatever's on your path this week. This will help you stay connected in, stay tuned in, and be guided and blessed. So bring that into your heart space. Have a great week. We will see you next time. And happy Father's Day. Take good care.